Alright, is it doing the thing right now? I feel like it's doing the thing. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let me pull this out. Alright. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight I am going to be playing Firewatch. And I actually really like this game. It's super peaceful, sort of. It has a great story to tell. And I figured this is the perfect game to play right before I go to bed because it's a nice thing to think about, I guess. I don't know. It's 12:35 my time right now. I actually don't expect anyone to watch this while it's live, so I put a delay on it, but you know, we're just gonna play this, alright? I've played this game before, as you can see, so we're just gonna start a new game. Where's a really old save? This one is, we'll do save number 2. Alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna play this game and just say whatever is coming through my brain, you know? Because I think that's really fun when you do that sort of stuff. Ooh. Okay. Campo Santo presents. In cooperation with Panic Inc. But yeah, no, I really love this game. I can't begin to say how amazing it is. Boulder, Colorado, 1975. Okay. You see Julia. Oh, cue the dramatic music. She's about your age, late 20s. Okay, I'm 19, but whatever. Laughing with well-dressed professors and grad students from nearby CU Boulder. You, Henry, are out drinking with your pals. You approach her. Ooh. You are drunk. Alright, now I'm gonna decide. I have to choose which thing I'm gonna say to this pretty lady. I'm gonna choose the one that I honestly believe I would say. Like, if I was drunk, I wouldn't really have a filter, so I wouldn't be smart enough to ask what someone's major is. I'd probably just not have a filter, so I'd tell her that she's really pretty. You're pretty, she says coolly. You are not. You are a future hangover. What? You reply, confused. Someone should buy you a cheeseburger, she says. She flags down a waiter, and 1 week later, you are Julia's boyfriend. Ooh. So, let's talk about relationships, though. Like, I know that happens where you meet someone, and then a week later, you like, start a relationship with them, but, like, I don't feel like that happens often. With me, definitely, it's a lot of work to even, you know, find someone, but, you know, it is what it is, and that's life. Ooh, it went black. What's going on? Ooh. Ah, yes. Let's grab my backpack, which I some reason put on the floor in this elevator, which I shouldn't be in for too long since it's only 3 stories. But alright. Hand to the shoulders. Oh, I forgot. I have an amazing truck, dude. Alright, let's get in. Yeah, this is just a dream. Did you notice that? On his left hand, there's a ring. I didn't notice that before. You date for over a year. She drives you absolutely nuts. It's great. You move in, you share an apartment near the school with a view of the mountains. You two drink beers out on the deck. You drink beer just about anywhere. Life is good. Well, for starters, so far it doesn't sound like he has a drinking problem. It just says he drinks it often, but not too much. Julia wants to get a dog. Honestly, same. There's a scruffy, undersized beagle. Julia's in love. She wants to bring it with her to class. There's also an intimidating but gentle-eyed German shepherd. Nothing bad could happen to Julia while walking this dog. It's I don't like cussing. That's how innocent-minded I am. I don't know. I like having polite words. I have slipped many times, but I try my best. Alright. So basically, she wants a beagle, and I want to get a big dog. Let's get a beagle. Bucket's a good dog, and a week later you've totally forgotten about the other one. Julia loves him. You love him too. That's so sweet, actually. 1979. Oh crap, this is like ancient. Ugh. I wasn't even a fetus then. You talk out on the deck. It's summer, 9:30 p.m., and the heat still radiates off the high desert. What do you think about kids? She asks. Kids, they're not very smart or good at much. I'm saying if you and I had a couple little idiots, that'd be pretty good. In that case, we should probably get married. Yeah, I'd like that, you say. These kids are probably going to be screwed up enough. It's probably for the best that their parents are hitched. You say she's probably right. That's actually a really cute and casual way to propose to someone. Does that count as a proposal? I don't know. Let me just knock down the audio so I can actually hear myself think. I get distracted a lot by my own thoughts. Like, ask any of my friends, I'll forget what I'm saying mid-sentence. Tad more, sorry. Alright. I love this game because it's like out in nature, like different games, like tend to like speak differently to different people, I guess. I don't know what I'm trying to say, like not different games, but like we communicate in different ways and we like find peace in our own ways, For some people it's through music or art, and like for me it's definitely music and art, but it's also nature. 1980. It's Thursday night and Julia is 4 hours late. She doesn't call. You're worried and getting angrier by the minute. She walks in after you've gone to bed. She's not quite drunk, but she's clearly been having a fun time. You fight when she gets between the sheets. See, anger doesn't help at all, but ignoring her is passive-aggressive, but it's better than just being aggressive, so I'll choose that. You don't touch each other all night. That's sad. My love language is touch, so that actually hurts me. The next day, you feel guilty for being so angry and ask her about her evening. She says it was great. You hold on to a tiny pill of resentment, make some coffee and go to work. See, if this happened to me, I wouldn't feel resent, I'd just feel anxious, because that's my personality, Julia still likes to draw. She draws plants from her research. She draws all the places you go. She draws you. Okay, do I want to pose like He-Man or frolic like Victoria's Secret model? In all honesty, if I have someone special, like, I'll do anything for them, so why not, like, give them something special? Julia was right. You are very pretty. That's how God made me. Just look at the graphics of this game. Like, they really did a good job of making it, like, beautiful. Like, this reminds me of the sunsets back in Arizona, Like, I already told you guys I'm just gonna be thinking out loud while I play this video game. It's just perfect. But, like, no, I'm studying at a university now in California, and yeah, Arizona definitely had the best sunsets. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great things about California, the people are pretty nice. The weather is a little bit cooler too, but there's pollution in the sky, so I can't even see the stars at night anymore. Like the other day I stepped out and I looked out. I wasn't wearing my glasses, but I I just looked up and I actually saw a couple of stars without my glasses. It was nice. During the summers, you and Julia enjoy walking Bucket at night. At night? At a festival in town, it brings in folks from faraway places. One of them tries to mug you with a knife. Okay. Bucket gets kicked. The dog, Julia yells. She gets flustered and has trouble speaking when she is stressed. Okay, I definitely relate to that. I'm Julia in this story. Let's get something straight. I'm Julia. You confront the attacker. See, this is one of those decisions I can never make these decisions, because like in real life I would definitely scare him away because I'm very non-confrontational, but like even if I had the strength to do it, I don't think I would choose to do it because you know what? No, they beat up my dog. I'm gonna punch them in the face. Don't mess with dogs. Your arms get cut up, but you beat the guy to a pulp. You don't feel very tough. You cry your eyes out before the cops show up. Julia asks to take a different path from that day forward. You say okay, you don't want to go that way either. From then on you walk by the river. That's good. Yeah, be safe. I hope Bucket's okay. 1984. Plans to have kids get waylaid by work. Oh no. It's slowly showing the descent of the relationship. Julia gets offered a job at Yale. Yale is in Connecticut, 2,000 miles away. It's a great job, associate department chair. She wants to move. You absolutely do not. I can't just, tell the person that I love, to go get a different, like, to not go. Because then I'll be holding her back and putting even more strain on the relationship. That's not fair to her, so agree if she commutes back and forth. You ask if she'll commute back and forth. You don't want to move to Connecticut. She says that'll be hard, but she'll do it if you won't move. You tell her not to pass it up if that's what she wants. Yes. She agrees. She flies back to Boulder 3 times each semester. That's really sweet. That's actually a lot if you think about it. That's gonna be a lot of money you're spending, but I mean, for a relationship, it's definitely worth it. Julia sent home from Yale on paid leave after having an episode. Oh no. She lost it on a colleague for borrowing books that were important to her research. She didn't remember she had happily loaned them to him just 2 days prior. Ooh. She was found crying in the stairwell. This is definitely an origin story for mental illness. I'll definitely talk about this more later. You say that maybe you guys should talk to someone about it. Yeah, talk to someone about it, dude. Seeing a therapist should be like seeing a doctor. It's completely normal. After seeing multiple doctors and having multiple tests, they are worried that Julia might be suffering from early onset dementia. She's 41. You both decide to keep it a secret for now. Yeah. Oh, look at those stars. And those butterflies too. I wouldn't mind living somewhere like this, just like being out in nature, Let's look at my journal. 18 plus warning, by the way. Yeah, there I am. There's me. Bucket is getting older. Julia comments that it's kind of nice because he gets in less trouble around the house. A week later, she goes back to the university. Julia's affliction gets worse. She can't remember things in class. Her research is in shambles. She drives her car to the next town over for no particular reason and has to be brought home by the police. She is devastated. Oh, I'd be devastated too. Like 10 years ago is when this whole story started. if you were paying attention to the timestamps. Just imagine like you have that like encounter in a bar with like a nice guy, and then you have a relationship, and it just like it becomes really serious, and then 10 years later you can't even remember the simplest things. She's sent home on permanent medical leave. Ouch. Some days you get to Julia. You get the Julia who calls you a dope and your unborn children little idiots. Other days you get a stranger. She pulls you into the bed to make love. After 5 minutes she goes into a panic believing her dad is at the door. Okay, that's anxiety kicking in. You tell her family, they are crushed and begin to make trips to and from their home in Australia to visit her. For a while your friends come by with little things to brighten the day. She gets worse. You spend your days following Julia around the house. You count the seconds between the 2 weekly visits from Daniel the nurse. He suggests that Julia could live somewhere else, somewhere with 24-hour care, a home. It sits with you for a couple months. This is too much stress for me to take on by myself. Like, I know my boundaries enough where I know when I need to take care of my own needs, so I'm gonna send her to a full care facility. I'll still visit her though. Yeah, no. I don't know if dementia is classified as like a mental illness or like medical condition, because like it can bring about mental illness, and just having a mental illness in general, it's definitely not fun. Like, to any of you guys who do have one, it can be debilitating sometimes, you know, like I've recently like, you know, been doing a lot of introspection on like my own mental health, and it's just like, you know, I have my own coping mechanisms. Like, I have a journal that I write in each day. I say things that I'm grateful for. I say nice things about myself, etc. Her family agrees with your decision. You find a fantastic place in Boulder and move her there. You see her every day. I told you. Then every other day. Okay, crap. You go out to the bar with your old friends. It's not the same. You get the feeling that every wife tells her husband, if you ever put me in a home like Henry did, I will cut your balls off. Ouch. You slowly decide to not see your old friends that much. Yeah, don't put yourself in that position, Henry. Julie's sister Susan moves to Boulder to be closer to her. She visits her every day. You go with her some of the time. Susan buys you an old typewriter and urges you to use it if you won't see a therapist. You won't. Gosh dang it, Henry. You always really liked Susan. Maybe it's time for you to move on from Julia. Maybe. Months go by, Bucket dies. Rest in peace, it happens to us all. Julia doesn't remember him when you tell her. That actually hurts. Sometimes it takes her a minute to lock in on you. In the back of your mind, you believe it's because you see her less and less. And seeing her less and less makes her forget you more, you think. Summer's coming up and you see an ad in the paper for a job. You take it. Very dramatic. Where is it? Where's the title screen? Come on. Come on. Where's the title screen? Okay. It's loading. I need some water. My throat is dry. Give me a second. Oh, it's nighttime. See, I wouldn't mind having a job like this. Like, even though Henry isn't seeing therapy, he's still doing things to better himself. Like, this is very therapeutic, like going out in nature, and then like, I don't know, just like keeping yourself busy, you know, it's very important. But yeah, I have a little journal each day. I write little entries in it, you know, keep track of my day. I keep track of my habits that I want to make, like prayer, reading my Bible, and calling my family and all that stuff, you know. It's nice to have something that keeps you grounded and in check with your life when college tries to screw you up. Alrighty. Nice. This place can keep me humble. Ooh.
Hello, Two Forks Tower.
Oh, hello there. Hold R to activate radio.
Hello? Whoever this is?
It's Henry, right?
Yeah.
I'm Delilah.
Yeah, that's what the guy said on the phone.
So, what's wrong with you?
Excuse me?
People take this job to get away from something. So, what's wrong?
What's wrong with you?
That's a great idea. Go ahead.
Look, I just hiked for 2 days, so I don't really follow whatever it is you're doing right now.
You take a stab at what's wrong with me.
Fine, then can I... sleep? Forever?
Sure, buddy. Okay, now go ahead.
This is actually my dream life right here. You know, not going to college, but having a sustaining job like this.
Okay, you're probably just rebelling against a mom who wishes you had given her grandkids, by the sound of your voice, at least 15 years ago. You come out here and it really grinds her gears and you love it. Can I sleep now?
Well, she also says I fuck immature men, but in my defense, who wouldn't want a 28-year-old with ambition and energy and some fire in his belly in bed?
Me, I'm going now.
Just a second, now it's my turn.
Okay, good night, bye.
Let's see. I don't know anything about you, but 9 times out of 10, folks out here simply got dumped.
Huh, is that it?
Close?
Good night.
Good night. Welcome to the job.
There's the title screen. Day 1. Yeah, so basically you're just, you know, Firewatch. You stay up in a tower and watch out for forest fires. Very peaceful. Oh look,
Good
he's a
morning,
writer
Henry.
too.
Well, I guess good afternoon. You probably slept like a rock. Anyway, there's still a few hours of daylight to get some work in. I can see you at your desk, so call me when you're ready.
She can see me at my desk. Oh yeah, they have binoculars.
Hey, sorry, guess I slept in.
You got a relaxing, what, 14 hours of sleep? Whew.
Lucky.
Yeah, Jesus, I guess it's what, 6?
6:45.
Whoops.
Don't worry about it. That hike puts everyone out of commission for a day or two. But now that you're up, let me quickly get you acquainted with the job. There's a thing in the middle of your room with a round map on it. Do you see it?
Okay, yeah, I see it.
This is the Osborne Firefinder, invented in 1914 by W.B.
Osborne?
You use this to spot, you guessed it, What the fuck?
What is it?
Nothing. You use this to... Oh, fuck me!
Good God, language, lady.
Out your west-facing window. Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
West-facing
Are those
window.
fucking fireworks?
Are they fireworks? Oh, yep, they are fireworks.
Whoa, that's not legal, right?
No. You need to get down there right now and stop them. Fire danger is through the fucking roof.
Is that really my job?
Your job is whatever I say it is. The closest ranger is like 2 days away. Go down there and set him straight.
Like, kick the shit out of him sort of straight?
No. Jesus, no.
What? I'm not a cop. It's not like I've got a rule book over here.
Just make sure they don't do it again. Take their shit.
All right, fine.
Don't feed anyone a knuckle sandwich. Get going. You'll probably need a rope to get down the shale between you and the lake, if I remember right. There should be one in the supply box on the way. The code is 1234. It's actually that for all of them.
Secure.
Shut up.
Being a straight man sounds so appealing sometimes, to be honest. You know, I'd be a liar if I honestly said that I didn't want to be, how do I word this? I'd be a liar if I said that sometimes I wish I, crap. You know what I'm trying to say? Sometimes I wish I was straight, you know? Like, I definitely believe everything happens for a reason. Like, so there's a reason why I'm gay. I just don't know what it is exactly, you know? You know, it's just life would be a lot easier, you know? People wouldn't bully you. You'd feel safe in church. I mean, I feel safe in church now, but it's only because I have a Sabbath school full of us gay folks. But, like, still, it can be hard sometimes, you know? Like, when people, like, use the Bible and, like, the truth of the matter is, like, it just hurts sometimes, you know? Like, you don't, it's not something you want to hear. Like, sometimes you just want to learn more about Jesus, learn something you haven't heard before, you know? But, like, sometimes all you hear is just like, oh, you know, there's heaven, but you're not a part of it. And it's just, I don't believe that because that's not the God that I follow, because God actually, you know, cares. Old rope, nice. That's gonna snap if it's that old, because I'm a thick boy. Granola bar. Get some protein in here. Let's copy this information onto my map. And what's this note? Hey man, guy couldn't take it, so I locked up his thing and then just put his stuff in there. Okay. Let's drop it. Okay. I don't know why Henry didn't see a therapist though. Cause like, I mean, I do know why. There's such a stigma behind it. Like, you tell someone that you see a therapist and they immediately think that something's wrong with you, you know? Like, for me, like, I have very strong opinions about this, but I feel like people should treat therapists like other medical doctors, you know, like as a necessity. Like, you get your checkup, you see how you're doing, and it's just a normal thing. You don't have to feel bad to see them, but if you do feel bad, you can go see them, you know? Like, we have like a mental health crisis in America, and I feel like the mindset of like, oh, just like seeing a therapist is weird or for the weak, you know, it definitely adds to that struggle and makes it harder, you know. It took me a while to, like, I'm gonna be open about this. I do see a therapist, and it's not a sign of weakness, but more of a sign of courage, you know, because it did take me a lot of courage to admit that I did need help. And yeah, 'cause one night my roommate walked in on me crying. I didn't know why I was crying. He asked why I was crying, and when I said I didn't know why I was crying, but I was just crying, then I'm like, huh, maybe I should see a therapist then. And then I called student wellness the next day. And here I am
No, no, no! Oh.
at the bottom of a rock slide. Ouch, that would hurt, man. I felt that.
Hey,
What the hell's wrong with you?
my rope snapped coming down the shale slide.
You didn't break anything, did you?
No, I think I'll make it.
Well, be careful for Christ's sake.
Yeah. See, whenever you get hurt physically, you see a doctor. Whenever you get hurt mentally, go see a therapist. And that's what I did. But yeah, back to the subject of just like mental illness in general, like I uh I was recently diagnosed with an anxiety disorder, generalized anxiety. You know, like oftentimes people sort of know what social anxiety is, you know? It's basically, you know, anxiety and the trigger is social events, you know? Social things, you know? But for me, generalized anxiety just means that you're just sort of anxious in general. You don't need a trigger sometimes. But when certain things do trigger you, it like your anxiety just blows certain things out of proportion, you know? And like, I'm not ashamed that I have anxiety. It's definitely taught me a lot about empathy and like how to talk to others and have that conversation about mental illness. But sometimes I definitely do wish I didn't have anxiety. It makes life so much harder. 'Cause, you know, college is it's like the hardest time like ever. And like,
Oh shit, ferret are Irish.
I'm gonna save this for later. But yeah, no, like, yeah, life would be a lot easier if I didn't have anxiety. And I'm not like saying that to be sad or like get the sympathy of my audience. It's just how I feel, you know? But I do have anxiety and I have to work on it, and it's a battle each day, you know? Like some days it's better than others. You know, today I'd say it's like a medium anxiety day. Like, you know, that intro story we were just watching, like, you know, with Julia and all that, made me just a little bit anxious because, like, I put myself in those shoes in those stories, and then, like, I actually feel like I'm in them. And then it's just like, ugh, what do you do then? When the person you love has dementia, like, that's really rough. Oh my gosh. Alright, we got two nude women playing with fireworks.
Full stereo!
Oh, hey, put that down. Seriously, it was expensive.
Fucking cool it with the fireworks!
Please just put it down. We won't light anymore. This guy's creepy, Chelsea. You probably have a tiny dick. Chelsea, it's my boombox. Can we go? Let's just look at the other
See, I feel like most guys would be offended by being just making fun of the size of their thing, but like, size literally does not matter. And that's coming from a gay man, by the way.
Day and I go okay?
Okay, wait, they went away, okay.
It went fine. Hopefully there won't be any more trouble.
Good. Thanks for going down there.
Usually I'll throw the boombox in the water, and then the two girls will usually get really mad. But I wanted to see what would happen this time. Alrighty. Yeah, these rocks remind me of Sedona. I'd go to vacations there a lot in Arizona, and it's a really beautiful place, you know? Like, if you've ever been there, it's like it's so beautiful, you know? Like, from me and my Christian perspective, you know, I can definitely like see how like the flood formed all those formations in the rocks and all the layers. It's just a really beautiful place, you know? Really tall mountains, Bell Rock, Courthouse Mountain. I hiked up Bell Rock once. It's literally a mountain shaped like a bell, like the Liberty Bell. And it's like made of this like red rock like this. It's really dusty. One time I brought my dog up there, and he got like his paws all red from all the red dust. It was adorable. Yeah, his paws were red the rest of the day. But yeah, one time I hiked up there, and as I was going down, I slid down the mountain
I have a bit of a confession to make.
and landed on my tailbone, and it really, really hurt.
What is it?
Um, a Look, I was drunk last night when I welcomed you to the job.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, you're not the first boss to be guilty of that.
I know, I know I can get a little pushy, you know, putting you on the spot about why you're out here and stuff.
And you thought it was a good idea to get into your love life, I guess you'd call it?
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I'll keep that sort of a thing to a minimum. Anyway, let me know when you get back to your lookout.
That's very mature of her to apologize. Oftentimes people don't apologize for things they do for whatever reason. I'm not thinking of anyone in particular. Maybe even myself, you know, because sometimes I get anxious about apologizing, but it's usually mild anxiety, so I can just, you know, coast through that.
Hey, I heard some thunder.
Yeah, I've got eyes on a storm out to the north.
That's bad, right? Because of the lightning?
It just means we'll be busy. Hurry home, and try not to get hit by lightning.
I got hit by lightning when I was 9 years old, so I'm safe. It's not gonna strike twice and all that.
Well, there was an old lookout named Roy Sullivan who got hit by lightning 7 times.
I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, well, if it makes you feel any better, it wasn't what killed him.
What killed him?
Suicide. Would you believe?
Poor thing. Let's copy this onto the little map I have.
Ah!
Oh, my pupils actually. Whew. See, I'm in my bedroom right now. I got some dim lights in the background, but that was actually really bright. Alrighty, what's in this cave? There's nothing over there. This isn't a horror game, in case you guys were wondering. Usually whenever these games go nighttime and then there's like flashlights, people think it's, you know, a horror game. It's not. Sometimes little spooky things will happen every now and then, just like real life. But that doesn't mean life has to be a horror movie, you know? Ah, see how they did that? When we entered the cave, it was daytime, like sunset, and now it's nighttime. That transition, though. Big brain. No, I love thunderstorms. Like I said, I come from Arizona, so where I'm from, there's not a lot of rain, you know? Look at me. Okay, can I, yeah. That's just a person. Oh, I should have reported it on the mic, but it's okay. Basically, she was gonna say, you saw a person? Oh my goodness, there's something I should tell you. It's outside. It's crazy. People go out there all the time. But yeah, it's just a hiker, don't worry. But yeah, I want to find my Julia, you know. You know, it'd be nice to be in a relationship. Relationships seem really nice. Deep down, I kind of know myself a little bit too well, you know, to know that, like, I'm not quite ready for a relationship with my anxiety, you know? Like, yeah. It's a lot of stress, you know? I need to learn how to, you know, balance my own stress without adding more on top of that. But yeah, having a boyfriend who gets it would be nice. You know, maybe even a girlfriend too. I'd be open to having a girlfriend. It's just, I personally haven't really had a girl that like like found a girl that I actually like felt the same way as I have for guys, you know? It's not that I'm closed off to the idea, it's just, you know, just haven't met you yet. That's a really nice song by Michael Bublé. He's a real classy singer. No, I'm not attracted to him, in case you were wondering. I like these little added animations. Just adds a little bit to the game. Here. So, let's see. Before I continue, I'm gonna do a little bit of self-care. So I'm gonna eat one cracker and then swallow a sleeping pill with it, so give me a second. Alright, I need water. The sleeping pill is down. Yeah, for me, I really suck at swallowing pills, you know? So I sneak it in with food, so then mentally I don't try and gag it up or anything, you know? It's just easier, you know? If you have like a big mass of like chewed food in your mouth, and there's just like a pill right in the middle of all that mush, you can swallow down just fine. Oh crap. That's my typewriter. Oh yeah, my place got ransacked. Come on, let me report this vandalism.
Someone broke in.
Hey, what?
They wrecked the place. Threw my typewriter out the window. Motherfucker.
Holy shit. I'll let the Forest Service know what happened.
They didn't throw my typewriter out the window. They punched the window in here and unlocked the door from the inside. There's no other windows that are broken.
Okay, I put in a call.
Okay, thanks.
Do you have any idea who would have done this?
I did probably piss off the girls at the lake. Ugh, fuck them.
Well, I'll have the Rangers keep an eye out for a couple of young women and question any they find. I can't believe someone would do this. I worry about bears and fires, and that's about it. And now I've got to worry about some, violent campers? Okay, in the morning I'm gonna call my friend Patty, who works the desk down in Cody. They keep a list of everyone who's officially been in and out of the trailhead since, I don't know, forever, and see if we can get a list of names. We won't get much, but at least if anything else happens, we can refer to it and see if anything comes up.
Thanks.
I need you to feel safe out here.
Just point me to the Forest Service weapons cache and I'll feel safer than the Pope in his little car.
Oh.
Yeah, someone made the choice years ago that leaving people with infinite amounts of alone time and a gun was kind of a bad idea.
Yikes.
Grenades?
I'll see what I can do.
See, I thought I was gonna say something flirty when I said that, but then it came off as really complaining. Not my personality. I was trying to be smooth, I swear. Day 2. This would be a good place to stop the stream, but I'm gonna keep going for a little bit because it takes about an hour for my sleeping pills to kick in.
Wake up!
Ooh, am I shivering?
Hey, wake up!
I'm awake. What's your problem?
Our problem.
Sorry, our problem.
That storm knocked out the phone line I used to talk to the service, which means we're cut off. I tried radioing out, and that's not working either.
There's no backup?
The backup is the 2-day hike out of here.
So that's a no?
It's easier for me to send all the lookouts out to check the status of the wire in their areas. Yours is a good hike away. If you find any portion of it down, I can try to get a hold of a ranger and he'll bring someone in to fix it.
Okay, I can do that. Where is it?
You probably had to hike through a cave yesterday to get home.
Yeah, I did.
So you're gonna want to go back there, go through it, and keep going straight to the north when you come out.
Will do.
Thanks, Hank.
It's Henry.
What, you don't like Hank?
Yeah, I don't like Hank.
But thanks rhymes with Hank.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, all right.
Right, I'm leaving for the day. This looks like a really comfy blanket to sleep in right now. Okay. I know in real life I probably wouldn't have to deal with vandalism like this, but still, man, this would be a great job. Just like, imagine your job just being having to look at this all day long. Sure, it can get boring if you just think about just like staring out, doing nothing, but like, you gotta keep yourself busy, you know, like that's where the person on the other end of the walkie-talkie's on that tower, by the way. But yeah, you just have to keep yourself busy, you know, like, sometimes, you know, I'll get like, you know, sad or lonely, like we all do, you know, like, actually, the main reason why I kind of wanted to make this stream is because, like, I've noticed a pattern that, like, whenever my friends go to bed, I start getting lonely, so I figured, you know, why not keep myself busy, you know? So I'm gonna do that now, and that's exactly what I'm doing, and it's working perfectly fine. Crap, I forgot what I was saying. Told you I'd forget what I was saying mid-sentence. Oh yeah, no, you just have to keep yourself busy, like, draw the trees. They're actually, drawing is really hard, you know? Use a fine tip and you have to draw each individual detail. But trees, pretty easy to draw, I think, if you know how. If not, it's pretty difficult. And then, oh, I was just thinking about how sometimes I'll go to class and it's California weather, there'll be like morning fog like this. That takes me back. Anyways, or painting trees are easy too, you know? You don't even have to like focus on getting all the detail. You just have to smash the paintbrush on the canvas. Just make sure it's the right paintbrush and like the right angle and you're good. Yeah, usually it's just a fan brush, like, yeah. I don't take art classes, I've just learned from Bob Ross. Oof, I feel the sleeping pills slowly starting to kick in. Like, for me, I find, like, sleeping pills, like, they, if you knew me in high school, you'd know that I really, really, really suck with sleeping. And I figured in college, I'd need to be kind to my roommate and go to bed at a decent hour. So I usually go to bed around 1 each night. He usually stays up a bit longer, so it works out, but what's it called? Yeah, no, sleeping pills, they're, I usually feel it in the eyes, if that makes sense. Like, my eyes get like a little, oh, I don't have a rope? Okay, I'll go find a rope then. But yeah, usually I'll feel the sleeping pill, like, affect my eyes, you know? Like, I feel like my eyes get a little, they feel like they're getting bloodshot, but I look in the mirror and they feel fine. And then you feel them get like heavy and like your eyelids like slowly lose like the will to stay open. You can always keep them open though. sleeping pills aren't gonna knock you out. You have to actually take steps to fall asleep, you know? But yeah, it's nice. I find like on the few instances where I've gone to sleep without sleeping pills though, like it's rough. 'Cause like I'll wake up in the middle of the night, or I just won't fall asleep on time, and it's rough. But just yeah, look at that view. The trees also remind me of Prescott too. I'd go to a campsite there in the summers, go camping with some of my high school friends, you know. Yeah, I look back on my days in high school, and even though there's a lot of memories that I have to deal with in therapy, like at high school, like high school was the time of my life, you know. It was really nice. You know, you have all the right people there, all the right events, all the right classes. It was amazing. You know, people often make it seem like, oh my gosh, it's a high school, you know, like make high school seem like it's like a really bad time. But for me, it really wasn't. It was a pretty nice time. Sure, there was a lot of trauma, but it was overall, from what I've heard from my college classmates, my experience was, well, the highs were higher than theirs, but for me, the lows were also a little bit lower than theirs. But yeah, I'm gonna think positive thoughts because I'm in a happy mood right now. But yeah, I remember some mornings waking up and just, um, before I'd use sleeping pills, I'd actually stay up till the sun would rise, which, you know, sounds painfully inconvenient, and believe me, it was, but the nice thing about it is I would be able to go outside and see the sunrise for the first time in years. I'd always wake up after the sunrise, so like, as much as I love sunsets, you know, like, you can't beat a good sunrise, like, I hardly see those, you know? Like, the color scheme is just like, it's so different, and it's just really, really beautiful to look at. Like, I remember the last sunrise I saw, it was beautiful. Or last two sunrises, I was listening to music. One of them, I was listening to Lovely by Billie Eilish, you know, and I wasn't sad. Usually listening to that music will remind me of like sad things, but I was actually smiling and just staring at the sunset. Just, it's a very slow and peaceful song. You know, it was a nice moment. Um, Whenever I think about the song Lovely by Billie Eilish though, like, I usually connect it to like, either, I just connect it to my problems, you know, like, oh, I know someday I'll make it out of here. Oh, actually, wait, no. Back a couple lyrics. Thought I found a way out, but you never go away. So I guess I gotta stay now. For me, I usually think about my anxiety, you know, like, or like just sadness in general, like, oh, I thought I found a way to evade sadness today, but I
I
guess
take
it
it you fell
doesn't
prey to
always
the
go
Forest
away. Oh,
Service's big recruiting effort when it comes to, how
that
the hell
actually
you ended
scared
up
me.
out here.
I saw the job in the paper and figured, what the heck?
What the heck? I've got no ties and no life. Better go spend what's left of it in utter loneliness.
Something like that.
Yeah, thanks to last summer, the bump in Forest Service budget actually allowed for us to advertise for the job. Glad it worked.
What happened last summer that accounted for this windfall?
Jeez. I mean, the federal government almost let Yellowstone National Park burn to the ground. Ring a bell?
Yellowstone is like, what, 15 miles away? Why would they do that?
Well, the short story is that for 60 years, we got very good at not letting forest fires happen. And then about 15 years ago, they decided that forest fires in wilderness areas like Yellowstone should be left to burn. So that's what they did. I can't believe you didn't hear about this. There were reports that the entire park was gone. Dan Rather telling the country that President Reagan didn't care on the nightly news? And what the hell's he gonna do? Smoke jump in and snuff one out for the Gipper?
So what should they have done?
I don't even know. By the time the Yellowstone folks realized the little fires weren't gonna burn themselves out, 100,000 acres were gone. It's Yellowstone, you know? People don't want to touch it. But we touch it every single day. But hey, I got a 30 cents an hour raise because we can't have another fiasco. The goddamn park can burn down again.
Where am I supposed to be going, actually? Survey communication lines to the North Canyon. So that's where I'm from, Two Forks Lookout. Communication lines to the North Canyon. There's a North Canyon up here? Oh, I went south. You know, road less taken. Let's go. Can I swim? Yeah, let's get my feet all wet. I don't know why people have such a fear of getting, like, touched by water, I guess, getting wet. I mean, I get it. Sometimes you want to, like, you know, stay dry, keep your hair made, and all that, but I don't know. I'm from Arizona, so it's very dry up there. I'm definitely biased. But yeah, the second time I saw the sunrise, I was listening to the Beatles. I was just listening to, oh, is this my lookout? Wait, is that actually my lookout? I didn't walk that far away, what? Oh my gosh, I didn't walk that far away, cool. Where's north? This way, let's go. I went in every wrong direction. Oh, I have a little outhouse, I love that. But there's a little baseball in here. Always nice. I feel like I get an achievement if I throw it in the outhouse bin, but I hate sports, so heck no. But yeah, I was just listening to the Beatles, you know? I was listening to their album called Love, which is their remix album, and I was just listening to one of their songs. It's called Sun King, but it was played in reverse, and it was really weird. But then out of nowhere, the song called Something by George Harrison starts playing, and ooh, that was really beautiful. If you've never heard the song Something by George Harrison, it's one of the best love songs ever written, statistically speaking. I mean, it's the Beatles, man, come on. But it was really nice, you know? Gosh, I wish I was bisexual. And I might be, who knows? I think I go down here. Something in the way she moves attracts me like no other lover. Something in the way she woos me. I don't wanna leave her now. You know I believe in how. Do 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 do. I'm trying to keep my voice down. I live in a dorm and everyone's asleep. I have zero clue if that even sounded good. It was probably a little bit off tune, but you know, a little treat for the viewers. And by the way, I was dead serious. If I make it to 50 subscribers, I'm actually gonna do a video of me singing. I did say that in like my second YouTube video where I made like a parody of Bohemian Rhapsody, but like made it Overwatchy, you know? Okay, I'm gonna head up here, right? Yeah, no. But yeah. Singing's really fun, you know? It helps me sometimes with my anxiety. Just singing a calming song like like Something by George Harrison. And then just hearing the sound that I make, even if it's not the right key or if it's on tune or on beat, it still helps, you know? It's funny, like, I actually have a ton of coping mechanisms for my anxiety that my therapist actually, I didn't know this was possible, but my therapist actually said, hey, Jeff, you have too many coping mechanisms. So, yeah, now I just stick to the few things that works, you know, nature, controlled breathing, journaling, fidget toys. And whenever I say fidget toys, I do not mean fidget spinners. Those things do nothing for me. I'm talking about like fidget cubes and worry stones, those sort of things. That's my vibe. You know, like I used to give people weird looks whenever I'd see like someone sitting in class with a fidget toy, and you know, I'm gonna be completely honest, sometimes I give people weird looks, but then like I quickly dismiss it because I'm like, hey, I'm that person. I have fidget toys like that. Like, I can't pass judgment on that person, like, without passing judgment on myself. Oh, nice. This is a very romantic place. Can I report this? I've never been here before. I want some backstory. Destroyed guitar. Okay. Okay, fine. Just throw it. Yikes. Burned bed. No wonder why the nearest help is 2 days away. The nearest help got burned away. There's one of those map finders. What is this? Cigarettes? You know, these cigarette boxes are the only things that aren't burnt in this building. You know, normally my big brain would say, the cigarettes caused the fire, but since it's the one thing that's not burnt, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that was put after the fire. Oh, this is old. It has the different emblem than the others. What's in here? I want some backstory.
Huh. Found an old hat from a Korean War vet.
You'd be surprised how many former service members take this gig.
Well, makes sense.
I imagine if you've been through war, you probably can't get enough silence.
Probably. As a kid, I wanted to enlist in the army so I could get toughened up so people wouldn't bully me so much, because, you know, I feel like I have like a sign on my head that like says like, hey, I'm not gonna fight back, so you can bully me if you want. I'm not gonna do anything about it, you know? And it happens all too often that I do get picked on. Well, it's happened all my life, you know? And I'm definitely not the only one that's had to deal with this, you know? Like, yeah, we all deal with bullying one way or another. In fact, it tends to be the bullies that, the reason why they are bullies is because they were bullied in the past, whether it's by other students or by their own family, you know? It's a rough world. Wow, I'm getting really deep. I'm sorry, it's just, there's a lot of beautiful sights and just like, you know, nature gets me thinking like this. Like, if you ever saw me in that campsite in Prescott up in Arizona in the summer, like, just walking in the woods, you'd probably hear me talking out loud to myself like this, because it's really, really important to have these conversations with yourself, you know? Because you want to you need to make sure that, you process information and not just let it build up into something that's like hard to solve later, I guess. I don't know. It's just best to address the issues as they come. And then thinking like this, you come across like really powerful revelations and powerful life lessons that you can use later. Sorry, I need some water. I still taste that cracker in my mouth and I don't want to go to bed with that flavor. We alt tab. Is the stream still going? Yes. Ooh, it's been a firm hour. Nice. There's no one viewing. That's nice. See, I'm okay with that. I feel like I can be more authentic if I'm like doing this when no one's watching. Because then, if people like put comments, then I'll be like, uh-oh, what are they saying? And then I have to respond to their comments. But oh my goodness. Yawn. As you can see, I already have enough thoughts to respond to, and they're all my own. I wish I could drop out of college. Like, I still haven't declared a major yet. I'm strongly considering, like right now I'm just doing all my general classes, so it's not like I'm clueless or just like going in circles doing nothing. But, I'm doing my generals. I'm gonna do a psych classes next quarter because I kind of want to be a therapist. I really like the topic of mental health, in case you couldn't tell. I just hope that I'll be strong enough to actually do the job. Because for me, you know, I don't often tell people my triggers for my anxiety because that's very powerful information that they can use over me, but like, if someone, you know, mentions my trigger in like in like a session in, therapy, then I feel like I'd be a less effective therapist, but work at things as they come, one step at a time. Like this. What do you even do from here? That's not even my department anymore.
Hey, so the wire is definitely down out here. I just found it.
That's actually good to hear. I can send someone out to fix it. Good find.
Yeah, the thing is, it doesn't look like the wind. It looks like it was cut deliberately. It's snipped clean through, and there's a bunch of beer cans out here. The same beer those girls were drinking. They also left us a message.
These idiots are gonna pay. Do they realize this is how people die? I mean, what if something happened to one of my lookouts while this was going on? And God forbid there's an actual fire burning out of control.
What do you want to do?
I want you to go find them.
And then what?
I haven't thought that far ahead. That's not true. Everything that comes to mind is illegal.
Let's hear it.
Oh yeah?
Hey, I came out here for a breath of fresh air and some adventure. What do you got?
I think I want you to just find them and scare the hell out of them.
Yeah, I'd make a spooky ghost costume, but they stole my sheets.
I don't know.
I stole my sheets.
Wait for them to wander off and wreck their camp. Something that would make a teenage girl run home to mommy and daddy.
I'll find them.
Thanks.
But I am gonna need a raise.
Don't hold your breath. I'd start by hiking back towards your tower and just keep an eye out for anything that would lead you to them.
Well, they're big into Red Eagle.
Great. See if you can find the path they took down from there. Maybe they looped back around towards the lake or something. I doubt they're where they were yesterday, but they obviously can't have gone far.
Okay, this is actually a ton of beer cans. Like, I get it, some people can drink a lot, but like, the volume of your stomach? Okay, come on. I can't pick these up, man. Like, let me clean up this litter. Okay, that actually triggers me just a little bit. Find the teens. It's very, very vague. Just find the teens. Do I go up here? Is there anything up here? Wait. Cut comm wire. Hey, I actually put a little note on there. I'm so cool. Yeah, what's over here? Nothing. Okay. Yeah, this game has a lot of great, you know, sights and views. Like, this game is very beautiful, as you guys can see. There actually is a feature in this game where you can, take pictures in-game with, like, a little Polaroid camera and then get them printed in real life. I thought that was cool. That's a good way of getting money, but still. Oh, I can't go back. I like that. Yes! See, if I was able to go back, then... Wait, can I go back up through here? No, okay. But yeah, if I was able to go back over there, then that just means I wouldn't know where to go. Because that's the big open map. Like, where do you go from there? There's so many places you can go. See, at least this way, I have options. Very little options, which means I can figure out where the heck I need to go. Here we go. Yes. Good. Yeah, see, I definitely appreciate this game. I haven't played it in, like, forever, so I can, you know, appreciate it a lot more. Plus I need a break from YouTube, I guess. Not YouTubing, because that's what I'm doing right now, but just watching YouTube videos, because YouTube keeps on recommending me videos from Star Wars and Terminator, and I don't want to become bored of that stuff. I'm a little bit bored and annoyed of it already. I just don't want to make it worse, you know? Overexposure can make it bad. Okay. This reminds me of Grizzly Peak at California Adventure in Disneyland. To those of you who are familiar, is that toilet paper? Or is that the other end of the wire? I have no clue. But yeah, I remember 8th grade class trip, not senior class trip, both of which we went to Disneyland, but 8th grade class trip, one of my classmates, I can mention his name actually, Michael. He told me to go on the Grizzly River raft ride, and I'm like, are there any drops? Because I have a crippling fear of roller coasters. 10 out of 10 will trigger my anxiety. I'm gonna let you guys know that is actually one of my triggers. Just going on roller coasters, talking about them is fine, but just going on them, no. Ouchie. Hey, there's the Polaroid I was talking about. And there's a nice rope.
Well, I am flush with ropes now. Just found an old pack full of them, in decent condition, too.
That's lucky.
I mean, there's enough rope here that I could just leave them hooked up, I think. Oh, get this. This pack came with one of those cardboard single-use cameras.
With pictures left?
Yeah, he only used 3 or 4.
Neato.
Thank you, Brian Goodwin.
Wait, who?
The bag had the name Brian Goodwin sewn into the top.
Huh. Wow.
Do you know him?
Yeah, I just haven't heard that name in a few years.
He was a lookout?
Yeah, kinda, I guess. He was stationed in Two Forks, your lookout, with his dad Ned 3 summers ago. Great kid.
You can bring children out here?
No. You know, I'm not a stickler for rules. They took off halfway through the summer.
Why? Where did they go?
I don't know. I never really hit it off with old Ned, and, one day they were just gone. Sucks. Anyway, so it goes. Have, fun with that camera. Try not to snap anything that would scar a Photodome employee.
I don't know, I got a lot of hiking to do. Might get bored.
Well, I'm bored as rocks, so I'll keep you company while you find those girls, huh?
Loose stone. Can I throw this at someone? Yeah. Fossilized claw. That's cool. Look at those little flowers. But yeah, back to my story. Sorry. Had to save room for the plot. So Michael, I'm gonna go to that instead of call him a smoke. But yeah, Michael, he said, yeah, there's no jobs on the Grizzly River raft. And if I remember correctly,
So,
there's 2.
did you break any hearts back in Colorado when you took this job?
Dirty little
I
liar.
myself has chosen to never get attached to anyone who would miss me, but I know I'm a bit of an outlier. I don't mean that the way it sounds. I mean, I care about people, and I like companionship as much as the next person.
I'm actually married.
But you're here.
Everything's fine, just, you know, we're taking some time apart, getting some fresh air.
A little change.
Yeah,
All right, well, we can just leave it at that.
thanks.
Yeah, this character, Henry, is definitely different than me because I, for some reason, part of my personality, I guess, I really like going into detail. You know, I just like have to explain to people.
From this burned section of forest, I have no idea where to go. Their trail is pretty cold at this point.
You're out by Mule Point. No one would camp out in the fireweed. Well, I want you to stay out there as a favor to little old me.
My pleasure.
Okay, we know these young women are sloppy. They must have left some sort of trail.
Well, that's true. That's actually smart thinking. Oof, my left shoulder is sore. I have to raise my arms up to reach the desk because my chair is so low to the ground. Like, it's not an office chair, so I can't adjust the height. It's just, you know, how do you describe it? A church chair? I don't know. It's a
I'm
wooden
having a hell
chair.
of a time getting this fucking flapjack off his ass and out to repair that wire.
Excuse me, Flapjack?
You know, like a loser, a chotch.
I really don't, but I do now.
Well, the next time you're at a bar and some banker steps on your foot so he can order his crappy martini, you've got just the name to use.
Hey, Flapjack, why don't you wait your turn before I bounce your face off a dumpster?
It's beautiful.
Oh yes, disposable camera time. See, oof, I love photography. What is it, C? It is C, okay. C for camera. But yeah, I took photography freshman year of high school. I'm not bragging or anything. It's just, it was a nice class. I learned a lot from it. I really wish we worked more with film. We worked all with digital cameras. So I never really got to learn the whole film side of it. You know, I wanted to develop film and see what it would look like, but oof. There we go. Yeah, you gotta have some muscle to do this job. Yeah, I have a lot of memories of people often saying, you know, that I didn't have muscle or that I wasn't strong enough, but like, I'm still standing. That's strong is enough that I need to be. I'm strong enough. That's what I'm trying to say. Sure, you know, sometimes I can get really anxious, have trouble breathing, heart palpitations from all the anxiety, but I'm strong enough to power through that. I don't need muscles to be strong, you know. Not as weak as people tend to think that I am. I feel like if people knew the whole story, they would understand. One day. I remember one day I did a lot of daydreaming in high school. It's what kind of, you know, my imagination of just imagining like the best case scenario would really help me. Like take my head out of my dark scenario that I was in, you know, like the closet and all that. It's a very stressful place being in the closet. But oh gosh, I've been here. But oh golly, what was I saying?
Just so you know, I didn't mean to overstep my bounds earlier when you brought up your wife.
I know you didn't. You were just making conversation. I appreciate it.
So, tell me about her, if you want.
She's actually very sick. I shouldn't be here.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, you are here, and it's beautiful, and escaping isn't always something bad.
Yeah, sure.
I remember in high school, so yeah, I would daydream a lot in high school, that's what I was talking about. And one time, I was daydreaming about finally telling people about all the pain that I've been through. And it doesn't have to just do with me being gay, it also has to do with like, just suffering anxiety, you know? Like people, whenever you mention anxiety, people are like, oh, you know, I get anxious every now and then too, I understand, but like,
Hey, do you see
people
that?
don't. It's,
Yeah, I think so. That thin plume of smoke?
Yeah. Looks like it's way down to the southwest. You should be able to find a way over there from the meadow by the lake. Towards 5 Mile Creek. It's in the southwest quadrant of your map.
What, you think it's those girls?
I'm pretty sure it's a campfire, so yeah. I'd call that a safe bet.
Man, they really do not give a shit, do they?
Not a one.
but yeah, no, like, it's annoying when people are like, you know, I get anxious every now and then too, but like, there's a difference between feeling anxious and then having an anxiety disorder, because feeling anxious is a definitely human thing, but having an anxiety disorder is called being mentally ill. And it can be debilitating, you know, like being scared to, you know, uh, I'll use one of my experiences for an example, like just driving sometimes, just like, not because you're afraid you're gonna get in a car accident, but you're afraid that someone's gonna honk at you, because loud noises can, you know, sometimes scare you, you know? Like, sure, it's normal to, like, sometimes get startled by loud noises, but to completely avoid them entirely, and to, like, be scared of, like, oh no, there's gonna be so many noises there, I'm gonna avoid the entire situation entirely, like, that's not alright. There is a difference between having an anxiety disorder and just feeling anxiety, and I often feel that, like, whenever you say anxiety disorder, like this, I'm definitely referring to myself, because before I was diagnosed with anxiety, I didn't understand the disorder, you know? I thought it was pretty mild, you know? Like, oh, you know, you just get anxious every now and then, and like, it's rough sometimes, but like, you know, but I didn't realize how bad it can actually get. Sometimes you're just like sitting in your room and you can't do your homework because your heart's beating too fast, or you're shaking and you're sweating and you can't focus because you're thinking about like the same thing over and over, like, it's debilitating. And it's definitely not fun. So, for all of you guys out there, the 80% who don't have an anxiety disorder, be grateful. I mean, you know, I was tested for depression, and I don't have that, so I definitely have something to be grateful for too. We all have something to be grateful
What does
for.
she have?
But you know, the more you're the more you focus on what you're
Sorry, I
grateful
don't mean to
for,
just leap into it if you're not ready.
the less disappointed you are and dissatisfied you are with life.
She's got Alzheimer's, like dementia.
Whoa. How old was she?
Is she? She's alive. She's with her family in Melbourne, Australia. She's 43.
Fuck.
Yeah.
What was it like when you guys found out?
Devastating. Especially for her. You can understand.
And for you?
Anyway, everything she worked for was taken away, and that was it. Yeah. I'm sorry to be such a downer.
Don't even. I'm happy to listen. And, you know, we'll try to have some fun this summer. I promise.
Getting closer, I think. Yep. Anyways. Yeah, so to get out of those, like, anxious and sometimes sad situations, what I'll do is I'll go to a happy place and just focus on whatever's running in my imagination, you know. And this one night in particular, I was pacing in my room, pretending it was chapel at my old high school, and I was telling my life story start to finish. Well, my life isn't finished, so there wasn't a finish, but from beginning to present. And there's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know about me, and it's rough having to hide a lot, you know. The struggle, the pain, even the victories too. There's a lot of amazing and beautiful things that have happened in my life that have been kept secret. A lot of walls that I put up so that I can remain calm and experience peace. But yeah, I remember I texted my friend Marilyn, who I love so much. And I told her, I'm like, I pretended I told everyone, like, my story, like, and then I got really sad that I didn't get to say that at that time in my life. And then Marilyn, she reassured me. She said that one day I'll tell people, and one day people will know, and people will know the full truth, and I won't have to be scared of my story anymore. And that's just a really beautiful thought to think about, you know? Really beautiful. But yeah, one day I'll have a story out there. There's a lot. It's not, how to describe it in a nutshell. I guess it fits into the same category as just about any other person's life. Mixed bag. You know, you got the good bits and the bad bits, you know? Like sometimes you can only see some, and sometimes you can only see the others, you know? And that's just how it is sometimes, you know? On good days, you're gonna gravitate towards the good, and on bad days, you're gonna want to block out the good, minimize the positive, and magnify the negative, which are thinking traps you gotta avoid, you know? Wow, I didn't think I was gonna get this deep into, like, talking about this stuff. I still have to remember that I'm live and that people are gonna see this, so I have to, like, put somewhat of a filter, because I don't wanna... I'm not ready to say everything just yet about my story, you know? I'll get there one day, though. I promise. Ha. Yippee.
Looks like someone left a note.
Intriguing. Maybe you should read it.
Okay, yeah.
Let me know what it says.
Dear Psycho, I hope you're freaking happy. We're leaving. We're going to find the police or whatever and tell them about how you creeped on us in the lake and then came and destroyed our campsite and all our stuff. Oh, and stealing panties is gross. Out. You're probably a mental freaking axe murderer and you're so going to jail. I hope it was worth being a jerk over some fireworks. Penis. Heart emoji. First off, don't call me a mental axe murderer. I'm just mental. There's a difference. We really do need to change how we view the mentally ill. Whenever you say mentally ill, you tend to think like the stereotype of a schizophrenic person, someone psychotic, and a sociopath sometimes. But no, I'm mentally ill. And that does not fit me. But this is annoying, by the way. Like, first off, I didn't even see your boobs. Believe me, I didn't even want to look at them. I don't want to deal with this today.
Oh, they're gone for sure.
The girls?
I found their campsite. Someone or something tore it to shreds, and the girls left me a note behind.
Well, what's it say?
Threatening to call the police because they think I attacked them.
Oh my god, well, did you?
No, well, hey, I didn't do this. Okay, someone or something went to town here, but it wasn't me.
Because I told you to scare them, not assault them.
Yeah, I took their whiskey back at the lake, but that just felt like, I don't know, the cost of doing business.
That's different, okay? And I don't blame you.
This is, I don't know, weird as hell, but it wasn't me.
It's okay. I believe you. Weird stuff happens in the woods. It could be other campers. They could be having a bad mushroom trip. We really don't know. But they're gone. There's no way to call the cops. They're not coming back. And we can get to work. I'd really like to start enjoying a quiet summer.
Yeah, me too.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and gender non-conforming audience members, I am done for the night. I personally want to keep on going because I really like where this is going. Just the conversation. Can I please pause? Yes. But I have to go to bed at some point. You know, as much as I love YouTubing, life must continue at some point. And unfortunately, life is going to continue when I wake up tomorrow morning. Whoa, that sounded really sad. Okay, I'm not suicidal, I promise. I just, you know, I got some homework tomorrow is all. Still part of the weekend. Maybe I should go outside, go for a walk. Hopefully. Alright, so thank you guys for watching. If you watched this, I don't know. I kinda don't care. I mainly did this for me, lol. I mean, I think I had some important messages that people should learn in this video, you know? Important topics about mental health and just thinking back on my childhood, you know? Really happy thoughts. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you didn't think I was a crazy loon. And, yeah, I'll do this more often. Definitely not on school nights, though. I'll do it when my roommate isn't around, which is on the weekends. And, yeah. Um, how do you end a stream? Like, with your words, like, what do you say? I'm just gonna end it. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And, geek out.